It's your local fitness go-to girl, Fee King. It's your local fitness go-to girl, Fee King, coming to you live. It's the Fee King Show, and it goes down every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, God willing, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 12 noon. We are back in the NYC from Boston. I'm having a lifetime of first. I said, you know what? I want to do so many things for the first time. I had never been to Boston. Like how I said that, to Boston.
You've been there.
I've not vacationed. I've only stopped through airport en route to the Cape. However, I've never stepped, sat, walked, ran in through Boston. And I love the way that their accent, the way that they speak Boston. I love it. I love it. All right. So the Fee King Show, for those of you who've never seen the Fee King Show, if you've never experienced it, you are in for a treat. The Fee King Show. I am Fee King, by the way, your hostess with the mostest. The Fee King Show is all about who are you. We put a spotlight on who you are on a cellular level. Like when you're going through it, when you've been downsized, when you're in the midst of a breakup, divorce. Who are you when you are mourning the loss of a loved one? Who are you? What do you do? Why do you do what you do? And then how in the world are you keeping this thing all together? I.e., what is your self-care modality? So I'll use myself as an example. Who am I? I am a woman, a sister, a pet parent, a cousin, a daughter, a favorite cousin to my cousin, Rosetta Bonner from Omaha, Nebraska. Rest in peace, Rosetta. I am a pet parent. Did I say that already? I'm a fiance. What do I do? Well, I'm so glad you asked. I help women over the age of 40, specifically, yet not exclusively, get unstuck en route from where they are, from where you are, to where it is you want to be, fiscally and physically, helping you get fiscally and physically fit, fine, and fabulous. And we don't do this because we're wanting to achieve our summer bodies. That's not a bad thing. But we do this because we want to show up and show out in our 60s. We want to show up and show out in our 70s. We want to show out and be fit, fine, and fabulous in our 80s, well into our 90s. And it's possible, but you get to start now, or you get to continue now. Why do I do what I do? Because I love myself so much today that it only makes sense to love my sisters exactly where they are. How am I keeping this thing all together? Woo! My self-care modality, hands down, is exercising. It has gotten me to and through everything in my life. It has gotten me to and through it. Running, reading mindfulness meditation, transcendental meditation. Those are my self-care modalities. Y'all ready to get into the Fee King Show? All right, let's do this. Thank you for being here on the gram. We are talking about trust. I got me some notes because I said, whoo, I do not want to forget this. Oh, this? I heard someone through the internet osmosis asking me, Fee, what is that? Black in Omaha? Mm-hmm. That's right. You're seeing it right here. Black, that means there are Black people in Omaha. That means I am one of those Black people, and I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. I have a group on Facebook to prove it. We're like 8,000. It's a lot of people, and it is an amazing group. I get to connect and then reconnect with people that I know, people that I don't know, people I'm getting to know, and I love that there are so many more Black-owned businesses in Omaha today than when it was when I was born there, raised there, grew up there, and then I left there. However, I'm still very much so connected to Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm proud to be a Midwesterner. I'm proud to be from Omaha, Nebraska. I am proud to have those roots. All right, so today we are talking about trust. How important is trust to you? I'll be honest, I have never, ever met a person who says, you know what, I just lie all the time. Girl, you cannot trust me as far as you can throw me. I've never. Have you ever met anyone who said that? I've never met anyone. And so while I believe all, if not the majority of people, value trust. But what does it really mean to be a trustworthy person and to be someone who values trust? What does it mean to be a trustworthy person? What does it mean to value trust? It means the world to me. It is a game changer. It is a deal breaker. If I don't trust you in business, as a client, as a friend, as a family member, right? Don't get me started. As a partner, a lover, a husband, fiance, if there's no trust, there is no relationship. So for me, trust is supremely important. I want to share three examples of when I knew someone trusted me and how that really elevated me. The first example is the first time that I was consciously aware of trust and the value that it placed on me and the person. Y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? All right, let me look at my notes. Trust. All right. When I moved to LA, I believe I found this photographer's name and information in a trade paper. In LA, as an actor or writer, director, anyone wishing to be in the entertainment industry, whether it's behind the scenes or in front of the camera, you would look in the trade papers. One of the most known trade papers was the Backstage West. I look in the Backstage West, which I would do every day. It's one of those papers that I think it came out every day. It had everything in it, from non-union to union, student films, independent, everything. And it was one of those trade papers that you would use to build your resume. Good morning, Mrs. Susan. Thank you for being here. So I'm looking in the Backstage West for a photographer because word on the street was you need headshots. And I was like, but I came from Houston with headshots. They're like, girlfriend, you look like a drag queen. You have on way too much makeup, way too much clothing. You don't know what a 3/4 shot is versus a headshot. You need new headshots. I was like, okay. I find this photographer. Her name was Laura. I'm trying to think of Laura's last name. I can't remember. It'll come to me. Not I can't. Her last name will come to me. The price was right. Whatever she said that she offered sound good, made sense. I show up, call her, make the appointment. I show up. Just amazing energy. Instantly, I mean, Laura and I talked and talked and talked and shot and shot and shot. She was incredible. I get my headshots. I love them. I was like, I'm about to blow up. She made me look like myself. I had natural makeup on. I had hair. It was short, that little Halle Berry cut. I love Laura. As a matter of fact, I'm going to find one of those headshots and post it for Throwback Thursday. So now I shoot with Laura once. Laura calls me, I don't know, maybe a few weeks after that. She says, Felicia, they call me Felicia then. Felicia, I'm traveling and I was wondering if you could cat sit for me. I love cats. If you don't know anything else about me, you must know that Fee King is the cat whisperer. I am a proud cat lady. Of course I said yes. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna go to her apartment, feed the cat, clean the litter, boom. She's like, no, I need you to stay. I was like, oh, you want me to stay in your apartment while you're gone and watch your cat? She's like, yeah. I stayed in this woman's apartment for a week and watched her cat. This woman met me one time, and I realized that trust, first of all, I realized very quickly, if someone is going to allow you to sleep in their house and watch their cat, they're going to entrust because your pets are your children, right? For all of those pet lovers, co-sign that one, with and for me. Your pets are your children. We just had a cat sitter for Nelson. I've had numerous cat sitters for Nelson, but this person didn't stay over. We take it very serious. I take it very serious. And the fact that she trusted me, a person who just moved to the state, a person who had only shot with her one time, she'd only known me for a few hours. That meant a lot. I took it serious. Her cat was great. We had a great time. The second time I knew that someone trusted me and it meant a lot was when I was working at the water store in Santa Monica, California. I was a customer. She asked me if I would work on Sundays. I was like, well, that's my only day off. Sure. I love water. I love the store. I love the owner. Energy. I mean, I would make this is before we were making videos and really posting them on social media. I was doing that back, 12 years ago. So I'm new at the store. I'm a new employee. Within, I don't know, a couple months, the owner of the store would ask me to lock up the store. So I'm the only one working on Sundays. Oh, by the way, it was a 10-hour shift on Sunday. We were open. No, it wasn't 10 hours. It was a 7-hour shift. I was the only person who worked on Sundays because Sundays were relatively slow. She asked me to be responsible for, closing the store, locking the key, taking the key home because I would open the store on Mondays. This was after I was able to pick up another shift. And I remember one night, I'm on the phone with my mom, and she asked me what I was doing. I said, Mom, I got to go in a few minutes because I need to lock up the store. She said, well, who's there with you? No one. Now, listen, this is how my mom spoke, so don't judge me, y'all. She was like, you mean to tell me that white woman's going to leave you in that store by yourself? I was like, Mama, I'm at work. This is my job. She was like, Felicia, that woman's going to leave you in the store by yourself? And I thought, oh, yeah, that means a lot. That means that she trusts me. Mama, she trusts me. I didn't take that for granted. I knew that that meant something. For someone who has a new employee, they allow you those types of liberties means that they trust you. I take that very serious, very serious. What's up, Justin? Lord, I remember you. All right, third story, Fatima West. You all have heard me talk about Fatima West. When I go back to Baltimore for doctor appointments and to get into my storage and to do Uber, I typically stay with Fatima West. Now, I don't know if y'all know this. Fatima West and I met on Facebook. We became friends through Facebook. We saw one another. It was kind of odd that we realized we kind of look alike. When I moved to Baltimore, I was doing a workout thing in Druid Hill Park. Fatima West came out, and I was like, wow, we do look alike. But outside of that, that was the extent of our, friendship. So we were internet, social media friends for years. And Fatima West allows me to stay in her home when she's not there. She doesn't call all day checking on me. Sometimes I'm there for 2 or 3 days and I have not seen Fatima, have not seen her. She has not been home. Fatima leaves me there with her daughter. That I take very seriously. That means she respects me. She knows that I respect her and her home and her child, and she trusts me. That means the world to me. This weekend, I experienced another example of trust. Sekou Wrights and I, my fiance, we traveled to Boston. We had a first, which was to ride the train together for a trip, vacation. We went from New York City, Moynihan train station, which I love. Like, I could just hang out in Moynihan all day, to Boston's train station. His stepmom picks us up, Mama Janet. So that night we get there, I guess around 4 something. By the time we get to the house, we're settling down and we're thinking about dinner. And Mama Janet, Volin, told me, she said, so Fee, I was thinking, you could make, and I thought, I got really nervous because she pulled out some, what do you call it? It's a vegetable. It's a root. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my goodness. So we had yams. We had organic carrots. We had salmon. Well, let me just show you what we had. Here we go. Let me just show you. I am so silly. So what was that? Oh, it'll come to me. Help me out, y'all. It's an orange vegetable. It's a root. It's a root. Hmm? No, baby, not carrot, not yam. So anyway, it's in the zucchini family. It's in the zucchini family. I never chopped and prepared it, and I was nervous. I was like, and then she said, I know you like salmon, and what I really appreciate about Seku's family is they appreciate how we eat. And one of the things that I hope that we do is that we don't push our way. It's like religion, you believe and you worship how you do, and you can share it with people, but you don't push it on them and you don't make them feel bad for not worshiping, believing, practicing the way that you do. And so the other thing that I've become really comfortable with is being able to be myself wherever I am. Because there was a time, especially when I would go back home to Omaha, where I would feel really compelled to eat foods that I no longer ate to satisfy my mom, right? I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But I was like, Mama, I don't eat canned pork anymore. I didn't want to. I went home one year. My mama had a coon, y'all, in the sink. It was a skinned coon. My mom loved like gamey meat, wild meat. She had friends who were hunters, and I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And so now I just don't. Either I'll cook my own food, I'll go get my own food, but I don't want to compromise in that way anymore. And I love that they respect and they meet us halfway with food. I was not prepared to cook dinner. I was not prepared and I was nervous because salmon is a hit or miss. Sometimes my salmon, first of all, it's always amazing. It's always delicious. Right, Sekou, right? Huh, he said nothing. Okay, so maybe my salmon is not always amazing and delicious, but he always eats it, that part. And so I didn't want the salmon to be too dry. And I was like, oh no, I don't want it to be overcooked. And then you don't want it undercooked because the last thing you want someone to do is to cut into fish and it's not, all cooked all the way through. Mama Janet had fresh, she had fresh rosemary and fresh basil from her garden. I was like, oh, I am so in love. And so I just said, I was honest. I said, you know what? I think I'm going to need a little help with the vegetables. Do you mind uh, making them in the way that you like them? And I'll watch them. And she did, and they were amazing. She put some cinnamon. She put a little brown sugar, some butter. Let me tell you, those carrots, everything. And I'm trying to, it's not a squash. It's not a squash. It's not a zucchini. Anyway, the fact that she trusted me in her kitchen pretty much alone speaks volumes. It speaks volumes, and I don't take it for granted. I was just like, wow. And then she remembered that I made breakfast one year in Florida, and she talked about how delicious my spinach omelet was. So today I'm making a spinach omelet for lunch because we'll be breaking our intermittent fasting by 12:30. So think about how important trust is for you. Think about how important, if it is at all, how important it is for you to to feel trust from other people and how important it is for you to trust others. I realized over this weekend that when a woman, when a parent, when a mother or father allows you in their kitchen, that means that they trust you, that they trust that you know how to get the job done. And again, I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much, Mama Janet, for entrusting me in your kitchen. Thank you so much, Papa George, for even though you didn't eat my food, you had your own food, but you entrusted me because you allowed your wife to eat it. And honestly, the salmon was delicious, except it was a little overcooked. And I realized that I was like, yep, maybe 3, 4 minutes less. Because again, salmon, depending upon the thickness and but it was delicious. And I love the fact that we had fresh, homegrown, organic herbs. Oh, I want to start gardening inside. I want to figure out how to plant some seasonings inside and some flowers. So stay tuned for that. All right, y'all, let's get into some Wisdom Wednesday with Too Tight Tonya Joe.
What's up, everybody? It is Wisdom Wednesdays with Tonya at The Radical Breath. What might it be like to befriend our difficult, challenging feelings or emotions, or even things that we're experiencing in life? What if instead of treating it like a problem or something that needs to go away or something that needs to be solved, what if we could normalize those times, those feelings, those emotions, and just consider that it is part of the human condition, so that there is nothing to solve in that moment. It does not mean something is wrong because we don't feel good, happy, whatever that may mean for different people all of the time. And that actually, when we don't allow ourselves to fully feel the discomfort and the displeasure, that's actually a way of bypassing. And there's a lot of ways that we can do that. We can do that by trying to suppress the thing. We can do it by distractions, whether that's in task, whether, the different kinds of addictions. It can even be from having having a need to talk to someone about whatever it is, many times over, because that still can be a distraction as well. Because ultimately, what's going to happen, either that thing is going to keep arising, or what we can choose to do is to actually fully embrace it and lean in to what it is and allow ourselves to feel it fully and not label it a problem.
To listen and experience it live with you all. And so something has really happened. I don't know what happened, but ad stage. And so what Tonya was saying is sometimes we feel like if we're feeling a certain way, that we have to